Radiant Sunday, Worldwide World. That is the WHIRL wide world that I am sending greetings, love, light, peace, and prosperity to as we continue to whirl, to swirl, and to twirl into a beautiful new age where divine feminine is restored, balance is back into the universe and the world are right side up again. My name is Letitia Lovely. You've tapped on to Lovely Life TV, and I am so grateful, whether by accident or incident, that you have joined me so that just for a moment, after clicking in onto this link, you and I can be in sync. As with most of us in the melanation, the last few weeks have been especially troubling as we witness the matrixing, as we witness the devil, the adversary, the inorganic one, doing what it does. It steals, kills, and destroys. It is a world of injustice, right? Where everything is upside down, where right is wrong and wrong is made right in the illusion, where down is up and up is down in the illusion, where north is south and south is north in the illusion. However, those of us who are coming day by day and moment by moment further into the truth of Ma'at, we know that true justice is at hand. And that's what I would like to speak on just briefly as I send my love and light to Carmelo Anthony. Stay strong, young man, because this is not the end of your story, Starseed. It is the beginning. You will receive a new trial, a just trial, and you will receive the appeal that you are looking for. And the entire world will note that this is a new day, that what happened in past eras of the Ku Klux Klan and Jim Crow and all of the evil that has perpetrated this planet for, honestly, a relatively short period of time. We give so much more power and so much more energy into these inorganic beings that don't deserve it. We're looking at approximately maybe a couple thousand years into the millions of years, the eons of existence of the melanation on this planet. So relatively speaking, we are looking at a season where that which has been turned upside down by our disobedience, the disobedience of the melanation, who were told to not blend in with and step into that situation. That's a whole nother video. But we are seeing the reaping of that harvest of disobedience. And yet, because of the mercy, the grace of the Most High, we are also witnessing a great awakening of those of us who are remembering who we are, why we're here, and what we have the power to do. I was listening to a members only broadcast this past week on Urban X TV. Shout out to Urban X, Black Dot, Malcolm, and Latanya, the engine behind it all. And there was an open forum, if you will, where one could ask questions or make comments. And a sister named Tina came on and asked the question, what are we supposed to do? We've marched, we've boycotted, we've fought, we've believed that things would change. We've trusted the words of a liar. We've trusted the words of a liar whose father is the author of the lie. In other words, we have tried to treat an inorganic entity as though it were an organic entity with a soul, with a conscience, with a real feeling of right and wrong, etc., etc. And what is coming to me, family, is this. What if we stop putting a battery in the back of the illusion? What do I mean by that? After the illusion of a sentence came down for our starseed, Camelo, I saw dozens of thumbnails reiterating that lie. And that is what gives any word power. It is actually not powerful until we repeat it. And by we, I mean the melanation. Until we repeat it, until we rehash it, until we continue to vocalize what we don't want. By saying things like, well, you know, it's never gonna change, or you know, they blah, blah, blah. What if all of this is happening and all of these beautiful star seeds, now spiritual warriors that you see on the screen, what if they're all convalescing and counseling in the spirit realm to bring us back to our source, which is our sword, which is our spiritual word? And what if we began to speak that which is not as though it were? And what if we began saying, not this time? This is not going to work. They said this, but we speak that. They said it would be this amount of time, but we say that karmic retribution is at hand and that all wrongs will be made right. All things that are inverted will be made right side up again. That karma is its own quick revenge in the spirit realm. What if we said, this is not going to work? If something happens and it looks like there's no way we can do anything to change it, what if we believe we could? Even if it takes everything in our being to do so, even if we have to fake it until we make it a little bit, what would happen if all of us as a collective, all of the beautiful conscious leaders with all of their power, the magic of their mouths, what if we spoke on one accord and said, that brother is going to receive the fairness of Ma'at? What if we said that every entity that takes the life of a starseed from now on, from today forward, will receive immediate and exact retribution? What if we say that in this season, what is sown will be immediately reaped? What if we continue to declare the truth that Babylon has already fallen and that all lies will be exposed and all truths will be revealed? What if we stood in the truth and the knowledge that our magic and our alchemical energy supersedes all inorganic entities, energies, and agendas? How quickly could we change things if we change things? What we think about, we bring about. What we speak becomes our reality. So I invite us to begin speaking that which is not as though it is, because it once was, and it will be again. The last are now first. And that which has been the illusion of being first is now last. It has already happened. It is already taking place in the spirit realm. And the only thing preventing it from coming down into our physicality, family, is our mouth. Once we stop being the battery for the lie, once we start speaking truth to power, once we remember that before we had weapons, before there was anything known as fiat, we were wealthy, we were well armed, we were protected, and we were a magnificent civilization. I invite us to use the magic of our mouths to turn situations that look hopeless into inevitable possibilities. We are the power. We are the glory. And we are the writers of this earth's story. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Until next time, lovelies. Love and light.